Hi, I'm Sandra Clark, and today on the pages of Jamaica Magazine, we're going on a culinary trail and indulging in some banana talk along the way. We'll also get to see Education State Minister Floyd Green as he puts on his chef hat and prepares some healthy and nutritious meals for children in state care. It's an explosion of food and healthy choices jumping at you from today's show. You can't afford to miss out on anything, so do stay with us.
Protect Jamaica, plant your grass. Help us become more resilient to climate change impacts. Protect Jamaica, plant a tree. It improves the island's national biodiversity. Trees may be fruit, ornamental, or timber, but must be native or suitable to the area's natural landscape. Join the Jamaica Million Tree Campaign and help to plant 1 million trees by June 30, 2019. This is a call to action by the National Environment and Planning Agency.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 15. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has confirmed that he will be realigning his cabinet. The confirmation came Wednesday as he responded to questions during his quarterly press briefing.
There will be some changes, obviously, and I've already started consultations on that, just to make sure that in making those changes, that in correcting one problem, I don't create another problem.
Mr. Holness has also confirmed that a new Science and Technology Minister will be announced once a review of the ministry's boards and governance structures is finalized. As for the Energy Ministry,
the energy portfolio has good administration from the civil service and public service point of view. And as soon as the Commission delivers its report and the divestment agenda is clear, then I don't need to have that under my supervision anymore.
In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the state will be setting up a commission on how to deal with what he termed an epidemic of violence. He is enlisting the help of the media in how it promotes, projects, produces, and publicizes content which supports violence.
It is not a discussion for politicians solely to have. It is a national discussion, and when I announce this commission, I'm certain that we will be inviting members of the Press Association and the Media Association to participate, to help us to come to a Jamaican solution to this issue of violence.
Prime Minister Holness was addressing Monday's opening ceremony for the 49th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. He used the occasion to pledge government's continued support for press freedom on the island, including passing legislation such as the Defamation Act, as well as access to information and whistleblower laws. He also urged the press to use its influence to counter the ill effects of fake news and alternative facts being promulgated through social media.
I depend, literally, on our press to ensure that whatever false information is spread in social media, that they, at some point in time, will use their editorial abilities, their research abilities, to correct false narrative that is spread in social media.
In the meantime, Information Minister Senator Royal Reid has welcomed Jamaica's 6th place ranking on the 2018 World Press Freedom Index. The island moved up 2 places on the list of 180 countries since last year. While affirming government's unwavering commitment to retaining free speech, Minister Reid called on media practitioners to carry out their duties conscientiously.
It is, of course, important that these rights and freedoms are exercised responsibly, and that attention is paid to maintaining high standards with respect to accuracy and fair play, to preserve the credibility upon which the profession depends.
51 liaison officers will soon be deployed in all 14 parishes to help keep youth clubs alive.
We're going to be doing 3 youth club assistants per constituency over the stage of the next year or so. And again, those are to ensure that they go into the communities, work with the clubs, get them sustainable so that they can take charge of these safe spaces.
The Minister of State was speaking at the National Youth Symposium held under the theme Safe Spaces for Youth. He said the youth club assistants were being trained and would receive certification and gainful employment at the end of the year of service.
We have given them the training in terms of how do you form a club, how do you work on a business plan, what are some of the things that the club must have to ensure that it is registered, and more importantly, how can you transform that club into a social enterprise.
The project stems from the Charge Up initiative, which was launched in November last year during Youth Month to support the work of youth-based organizations in the country. 18 persons with disabilities are now benefiting from developmental workshops aimed at providing skills training and employment opportunities. The group was selected from a cohort of 40 who participated in the Summer Apprentice program. It's being facilitated by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security under its Social and Economic Inclusion of Persons with Disabilities project. Managing Director at the Abilities Foundation, Susan Hamilton, says since the start of the year, $13 million has been spent to provide participants with skills and work opportunities.
It has been one of the best projects in terms of impact in the workplace. We place some of our students were at nurseries, lawyers' offices, food establishments, general office attendants. I must say we have had a good response this year from employers that were willing to engage our students.
The 4-year $2.9 million program is funded by the Japan Policy Human Resources Development Grant and the World Bank. And finally, upgrades on the Sangster International Airport's ramp and taxiway is 80% complete. The airport says the $26 million resurfacing works being carried out by Mandeville-based company S&G Roads is on track. Asphalt works are scheduled for completion by mid-September, with concrete works to end in November. All construction works are being performed at night so that they don't interfere with normal airport operations. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica, among the top 10 most improved economies in the world. That's right, our island's business environment has advanced to the extent that the World Bank has noticed. The multilateral agency has named Jamaica one of the most improved economies globally in which to do business in its newly released Doing Business Report 2016. This ranking is attributed to Jamaica's implementation of 4 major reforms over the past year. Investors have noticed too and are coming on board. So let's continue to work together to make Jamaica the place of choice to do business.
We started our banana export trade in 1866, and that made us the first commercial producer of bananas in the Western Hemisphere. While the industry has had various challenges over the years, banana continues to be a staple right across the island. And now, a look at our banana industry over the years.
As early as the 1800s, Jamaica enjoyed a robust banana industry, and by 1866, the country began its export trade of the fruit. It was one of the top export produce and drivers of foreign exchange for the country. For years, the country and farmers alike enjoyed the success which saw up to 70,000 tons of banana being exported in 1993. But in the midst of this achievement were great challenges. The sector grappled with varying diseases and frequent storms and hurricanes like Gilbert in 1988 and Charlie in 1951. The banana industry also had to face trade liberalization, falling prices, and low competitiveness. This triggered a gradual decrease in export. The final blow to the banana industry and to the livelihoods of many farmers was the passing of Hurricane Dean and Tropical Storm Gustav in 2007 and 2008. During this time, export fell to its lowest level. Some 800 jobs were lost, with the closure of an estate in St. Thomas by a major stakeholder. Eventually in 2008, the export of bananas stopped. With the support of the European Union, a long-standing partner, which provided funding, the government of Jamaica implemented programs to revive the banana sector. Between 2009 and 2011, priority was given to strengthening the technical and administrative support teams of the Banana Board. And it was during this period that the EU Banana Support Program was established. Funding to support the undertakings amounted to over 116 million Jamaican dollars by the government, as well as over 677,000 euros by the EU. This strategic approach to revitalize the banana industry would see production picking up and the resumption of export in 2011.
The EU has been a great partner. In fact, it's our largest partner in the government and certainly in the agriculture sector in terms of grant resources. And those resources have helped to support in a very significant way.
European Union has been supporting the banana sector since 1996, so it's not something new, and that commitment is very strong. We recognize the importance of bananas to Jamaican people and Jamaican culture. Unfortunately, the blow to the exports in 2008 has been quite difficult to recover from. So today we are trying to support the Banana Board and the Growers Association and the small producers in order to improve their competitiveness, but also to assist them with technical expertise, to look at a variety of different types of bananas and plantains.
Over the years, the help is more than 40 billion Jamaican dollars. We have benefited tremendously as recovery from risk management, from hurricanes. They provided tremendous help to recover each time when there's a disaster.
The revitalization of the industry saw the implementation of the Jamaica Banana Accompanying Measures (JBAM) program in 2012. Approximately 1,400 farmers in banana-producing parishes of St. Catherine, St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary and St. James are targeted under the program. They are introduced to new varieties of the crop, notably the fia. This type gives 30 to 50% more yield and is good for cooking and producing chips. As the focal point with all Jamaica's international development partners, the PIOJ works with the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, to ensure that the funds provided by the EU support the country's long-term development goals.
What that means is that RADA now provides that technical support. It provides administrative support to the program to ensure that the funds received from the EU are actually spent on time, effectively, and actually do what they are actually designated to be doing. And so far, the project has actually achieved a lot on the ground.
Among the outcomes of the Jamaica Banana Accompanying Measures program are improvements to the Banana Board's laboratories. The research and development labs were outfitted with the latest equipment to carry out testing on disease samples and develop pesticides. The Banana Board is now able to produce a variety of plantlets from their new tissue culture biofactory. The projection is for the board to produce 120,000 tissue culture plantlets that is to be supplied to participating farmers of the JBAM program per year. The calculated intervention by both the government of Jamaica and the European Union also allowed for the continued operations of the banana breeding station at Bodles in Old Harbour in St. Catherine. The Banana Board currently maintains over 150 varieties of disease-resistant banana plants. Also, JBAM supports the Growers Association through the construction of a $30 million processing plant. This will allow players in the industry to move up the value chain and benefit from the production of banana and plantain chips.
And in the future, they can look at other banana products. So we are actually empowering the growers to be involved further along the value chain, which will provide more profit, more income to the Growers Association.
Farmers also benefit from farm supplies at reasonable rates from stores operated by the All-Island Banana Growers Association.
The other thing is the availability. Because of our cash resource, thanks to the EU, we are now in a better position to improve on our inventory. So the availability of input material that is readily available to all farmers. Thirdly, From the assistance given to us, we were able to implement credit programs, which our farmers could get assistance to resuscitate their farms and so forth.
The impact of the JBAM program is far-reaching. Not only are the farmers empowered to produce, but they are able to employ workers, thus spreading the financial gains across rural communities. Another advantage to the farmers is that they get the opportunity to acquire the Global Good Agricultural Practices certification. With this international standard, they are able to trade in the export market. The certification exercise is administered under the sub-program of JBAM, called the Banana Export Expansion Program, BEEP. Its main objectives are to increase banana production with international standards, develop the technical and infrastructural support of the industry, and preserve the industry's competitiveness in both the export and domestic markets.
Well, the assistance that I have gotten is tremendous. We have a huge storeroom that we have compartmentalized to facilitate smooth operation and to prevent contamination and to make us more efficient. By ourselves, we would not have been able to.
I've also received over $1.25 million in grant from this program, this BEEP program, and this grant was used as infrastructural development. My farm is now certified as an export farm, so I'm now able to export my own fruit to various overseas countries.
The Banana Board has seen a steady increase in the export of banana and wants to take it further.
Our aim is to increase the overall production by 30%. Last year, we actually did 26%, so we are well on our way.
Export markets currently include the Cayman Islands, Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Looking to the future,
the nature of EU's partnership with Jamaica will mean that we will continue supporting the government and civil society organizations in trying to improve people's lives, and that will be very much also relevant to the agricultural area.
The ministry has been guiding the agricultural sector in terms of growth. We are very proud that the sector has been growing and supporting the Jamaican economy. So our vision is to put the sector in a position through expansion of irrigation, through making available lands with requisite infrastructure, to be able to produce consistently, to tap into a huge tourist market, for export, for import substitution, and in the final analysis that our rural spaces and our rural communities are strong because they depend on agriculture. That's our vision.
Coffee was introduced to Jamaica in 1728. Creighton Estate was established around 1765, and the Blue Mountain Range and the central region of Jamaica, which is the Grand Ridge of Jamaica, were the major coffee producing regions. Currently, we are fully certified under the Rainforest Alliance, and we are the very first entity in the Caribbean region to attain that certification. Now, the Blue Mountain Range of Jamaica is a microclimate of the island and has provided the perfect conditions for growing the Arabica coffee. A typical day in the Blue Mountain, the most sunlight is in the mornings from about 11:32 to 4 p.m. You know, this is the weather that we experience. This is a norm in the Blue Mountain. It's nothing unusual, you know, for the range to be covered with mist. And after sunset, the temperature basically goes below 20 degrees Celsius. So those are the perfect ingredients to develop high quality coffee. You know, the culture here is rich. We're an extremely creative, you know, set of people. In Jamaica, there's everything. If you're a nature lover, we have it. If you like the wetlands, we have it. You know, great coffee, you know, great food. You know, God has been good to us. You know, the God has been good to us. The universe has been good to us, you know, as a country. You know, and, this rock, I love it, man. I love it.
Are you into drinking coffee? Are you into drinking coffee accompanied by food that is good enough to satisfy your taste buds? Are you into drinking coffee, eating good food, all against the backdrop of breathtaking scenery? Then the Blue Mountain Culinary Trail is just what you need. Watch as government embarks on food tourism.
Imagine a tour on which you'll eat till you're full, dining against the backdrop of the blue hues of the mountains, sipping authentic Blue Mountain coffee. Sounds appealing? Then you must, if only once, venture on the Jamaica Blue Mountain Culinary Trail. The Ministry of Tourism has embarked on a gastronomic mission to promote Jamaica as a culinary destination. This is the main aim of the Gastronomy Network, one of 5 networks established recently by the ministry. The first product of the Gastronomy Network was the implementation of the Jamaica Blue Mountain Culinary Trail. This is a tour of eateries and attractions nestled within the UNESCO-designated World Heritage Site of Jamaica's Blue Mountains. Whether you take the Eastern or Western Trail, you'll have access to at least 15 participating venues.
Gastronomy, or food tourism, as people commonly refer to it across the world, represents 88% of the reason that people travel. Therefore, will be responsive to the palates of the world. What we have to do is to prepare it a little differently, present it a little more appealing, and to move it from basic street food to the highest level of gourmet.
Wet the palate with hors d'oeuvres, dip into Strawberry Hill Restaurant's coffee ice cream, or drink coffee at a more than a century-old farm.
From Colombia, we also say Colombia's coffee is really good and we're really proud about it. So it was really interesting to hear the Jamaican perspective of their own coffee. The coffee was delicious and it's really amazing to be able to have a cup of coffee, look into the mountains and just like enjoy. So the coffee was definitely the highlight for me today.
Jamaicans talk about how great our coffee is, but I don't think we have any idea why. And that's what I learned today. It was phenomenal.
Vegetarians, meat lovers, those into traditional cuisine, or Jamaican fusion meals, there's a bite for every appetite. The Jamaica Blue Mountain Culinary Trail provides a getaway for nature buffs and foodies, wrapped up in one journey. The tour stops at about 4 restaurants, each boasting a historic or cultural backdrop. After dining, there lies an opportunity to walk off the food with the Akampong Maroon drummers.
Our aim is to preserve the integrity and uniqueness of the region. The beauty, diversity, and sheer magnificence of the region is unparalleled.
The Ministry of Tourism has identified gastronomy tourism as a medium for diversifying destination Jamaica. Through the Tourism Linkages Network, the Gastronomy Network is offering locals and visitors a tasty treat of the Jamaica Blue Mountains. To plan your own food trail inside the mountains, contact the Gastronomy Network. They're located at the Jamaica Tourism Center, 64 Knutsford Boulevard, New Kingston, or call them at 920-4926-30.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
The Child Protection and Family Services Agency recently paid a visit to the Glen Hope Nursery and Place of Safety in Kingston with one mission in mind: to treat the children to a yummy, colorful, and balanced breakfast.
What we would have done today is one, come in, participate, show how we can use still low-cost, low-budget solutions, but present it in such a way that the children are very excited about it. And you would have seen their faces, you would have seen how they've enjoyed it. And part of what we're doing is ensuring that we infuse a healthy diet. So we have our fruits in the mix so that our children, while eating things that they like, they're also eating things that they need to eat.
But the junior minister and representatives from the Child Protection and Family Services Agency did not travel to Maxfield Avenue alone, and for good reason.
We've enlisted the support of Jackie Tyson, one of our very well-known chefs, and we are working with her throughout our child protection system to see how we can make our meals more exciting, more enticing for our children, while keeping it healthy. This is part of a bigger project which we're taking right across our homes. We're having Jackie go into our kitchens, work with our chefs, help them to do the same things but in different ways. We're also looking to upgrade our kitchen facilities right across our system, and we're doing this for both public and private homes. And we would have started this mission from last year, where what we're doing, bringing in the experts to look at things like decor, color, how does it make the child feel, and definitely nutrition.
And what's the message that the ministry hopes to convey in carrying out this mission?
One of the things that is important for everybody to know, children in homes that have parents and children who have come into our care, that really there's no difference between our children. The only difference is the circumstance that they would have endured. Our children aren't different. All of them require patience, love, understanding.
Regardless of the view that water is a free commodity given to us by nature, the work that is involved in treating water and bringing it to our pipes is no low cost or inexpensive execution. From the expensive chemicals used to treat the water to the electricity required to pump it to our pipes, delivering a reliable service takes time and money. So we want to implore you to conserve this necessary and precious resource. Here are some water conservation tips. Be economical with how you use water. Always be mindful of the amount, and whenever you can, use less. As soon as you realize that a pipe is leaking, get it fixed. Even one drop from a leak is too much to waste. In many cases, water can be reused. For example, what you use to wash the dishes can also water the plants. Turn off the tap after you wet your toothbrush and leave it off until it's time to rinse your mouth. And when it's possible, cut your showering time. If you can, get a hold of devices that can help to reduce your water usage, such as displacement devices that limit the amount of water available in the toilet tank for completing the flush. As we work to conserve water in our homes, remember, we're also helping to make our country the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
I want to see a Jamaica that is cervical cancer free. Cervical cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer in women in our nation, and I want this to stop. The HPV vaccine has been proven to be the most effective method to prevent cervical cancer. It is a safe vaccine, and it is best to give the vaccine to young girls before they've even been exposed to the HPV virus. So parents, I want to encourage you to let your daughters get the HPV vaccine. Let us protect our next generation against cervical cancer.
Don't wait. Vaccinate against cervical cancer. A message from the Ministry of Health.
And this is where we'll have to leave you for today's show. But do join us again tomorrow for what promises to be another informative edition. If you missed anything, you can watch it all again on our website or YouTube page. And don't forget to keep up with us via our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Sandra Clark. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.